guys, welcome to week 4 of the UBA Battling Association Delta Division. I am playing against UBA S3 and his Sootopolis Shellders. His team is Xenaeus, Jirachi, Naganadel, Megapincer, Mimikyu, Ferrothorn, Polteageist, Surfetched, Cloister, Rotom Heat, Jarchomp, and Unbound Hooper. So obviously this is a very terrifying team. Xenaeus, Hooper, Unbound, Naganadel, and Megapincer are all incredibly strong, though it is important to note that Megapincer got significantly nerfed this generation by losing on return. It means that he never had access to a combination of like Double Edge or some such like high power, base power ones with Quick Attack, because they all came from generations 1 to 3, and then Quick Attack is only generation 4 and onwards as an egg move from Flygon. But it's still very scary. Obviously, it's a strong one type. Xenaeus is just ridiculous. The Rotom Heat there is an interesting pivot against a lot of my team, and Mimikyu's disguise ability is a bit annoying for a lot of my team to break through. So I have a somewhat interesting team to play up against it. As you can see, my 6 here. I'm finally bringing Skymin. This is the first week I'll be bringing not only Skymin, but also all 3 of my Ubers. Might still trade off Skymin, in all honesty. I've been looking a bit this afternoon at potential trades and transactions. So I have, the first Pokemon I have, as you can see, is an Assault Vest Dugtrio. So this Dugtrio is Assault Vest because it is going to be able to take a hit from like Choice Scarf Xenaeus or a non-Draco move from a non-Draco from Naganadel, and be able to KO with Earthquake. After it takes a chip, it'll be able to reversal. And Earthquake and Stone into like Choice Banded hits just don't do enough to a lot of the Pokemon on my opponent's team. Except for like Naganadel is easily KO'd by Earthquake. Yeah, so as you can see, I take the Draco if it's not like Life Orb boosted Draco. But if it is Life Orb boosted, I'm not really expecting the Draco Meteor as much, in all honesty. I'm kind of expecting me to be able to like trap a slower Pokemon, and then he'll send in Naganadel and expect that he'll be able to kill me off with like... Because if I'm not Assault Vest, then like Fire Blast is doing a lot. More importantly though, Dragon Pulse, I think, is what I was thinking of. So if he's like trying to be like a setup set, like a lot of moves do very significant damage. The ability is still other, unfortunately it's not a tapped ability. So just to think that he'll be able to revenge me for free with a Naganadel, and then not be able to. So if that does happen, then that would be pretty cool. Because Naganadel is very strong against my team. My Dragon Resists obviously are Sylveon and Genesect. I might need to make a transaction to change that, because they're weak to Fire and Poison, both of which are moves that Naganadel gets, as well as being weak to Steel, so it's a bit difficult against Dialga, though you guys saw how that went last week. So yeah, the Assault Vest set, here we have Alola Marowak. Once again, the entire team, he has no Ghost Resist, so this just kills the entire team. Shadow Bone, Boomerang, Flare Blitz, and Stealth Rock. Ridiculously strong against this team. Lightning Rod again, because this should wall the Rotom Heat. It can't Will-O-Wisp me, so it'll have to Toxic or it'll have to Toxic me, basically, if it wants to get damage off, unless he runs Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse. Obviously, he probably won't run Dark Pulse, because Shadow Ball would hit Rotom Heat, would hit Marshadow, which the other one doesn't. So then I have Porygon 2 is also making their debut. I do love the duck. So Porygon 2, it has Trick Room. It's got Shadow Ball and Tri Attack, because that it's basically everything, but not quite everything. And then it's got Recover. It's very, very physically defensive, so that it can set up Trick Room on a lot of the Pokemon on the opponent's team. With less so like the Xenaeus. If it's a Choice Spec Xenaeus, that is pretty scary for my team to deal with. But then I have a pivot into... I have a single, like, these 2 Pokemon are able to take a Choice Specs Xenaeus hit. This Dugtrio isn't able to take a Choice Specs hit, but it's faster than if it's Choice Specs. And if it's like a not Specs and it's got a separate item, then I'll be able to get 2 Earthquakes off of it. So Flamethrower, Iron Head, Ice Beam, and U-Turn. U-Turn is really, like, Bug is not a very strong move against this team, so I'm running U-Turn. Then between Flamethrower and Ice Beam, it hits the main Steel resists on the team, being... I was just looking at the team and I put it down. I'm dumb. Their own Steel type, which was the Ferrothorn, as well as Ice Beam allows me to hit... Oh, and it will also hit the Jirachi. And then Ice Beam allows me to hit other Pokemon on the team. Like the Garchomp, who I do not want to be taking the... I don't want Genesect to be taking the Rough Skin chip. Marshadow, Special Thief, Shadow Sneak, Ice Punch at close combat. Choice Banded set, this is able to go through a lot of the team. It's faster than Naganadel. This is, again, they don't have a Ghost Resist, so this will... When I bring it in, I should have put myself in a position where I will just be claiming kills. Obviously, the 9089 Natural Bulk is very strong in this match. I've got Skyman with a heavy-duty Booch. This is another Pokemon which is really strong against Lotus team. I'll be able to set up Leech Seeds on most of the team. They basically have to Air Slash flinch the Ferrothorn, but everything else is not enjoying Seed Flare into Air Slash or Earth Power or another Seed Flare if I get the drop, and like I don't miss, which is really nice. So hopefully this does all work out well. I will just get my opponents. There's my opponent. National... What? Okay, they changed the tiers around here. I swear there was something which was just called National Dex. I guess they changed it to Gen 8 National Dex Draft. My team is valid, cool. Okay, I'll let them know that the challenge is sent. In case you guys haven't noticed, I do have the lovely Inteleon art I got from Sleepy as my background, which is very nice. I'll link Sleepy's Twitter in the Discord. I would definitely recommend getting art from them. They do some really good Pokemon art as well. I think they do a decent bit of fairy art, but I found them from the Pokemon art, and I like the Pokemon art as well. I think you wind up... The more you look into it, I think you wind up finding that a lot of Pokemon artists do fairy art. I wonder why. But yeah, so pretty interesting matchup. Obviously, Xerneas is just ridiculously strong and scary and spooky. So I'm bringing 2 of my 3 resists. I'm expecting them to bring like Thunder or at least T-Bolt on the Xerneas for my Toxapex. But I didn't feel like Toxapex could come. I don't know, it was really hard to decide what to bring to this matchup, because there were a few Pokemon that could... I don't know, maybe I should have brought Toxapex. It was really hard to decide what to bring to this matchup. Yeah. Basically, I want to be able to break Mimikyu's Disguise, and then just kind of kill everything with a Lolowak or Marshadow, hopefully. Or, if I can kill things with Skyman, that'd be fine as well. If I can kill things with Genesect, that would also be fine. It's the Choice Scarf variant. Obviously, this will be slower than a max speed Choice Scarf Xerneas. I'm not really expecting a max speed Choice Scarf Xerneas. What's going on with my opponent? Yeah, I don't know. Xerneas is a ridiculously good Pokemon. I absolutely love it. I love using it. It's so much fun to use. What's that? Yeah. I'm crazy. I think it's kind of crazy it went as late as it did, because it did wind up going pretty late. Poltegeist, I don't know. That's a really weird Pokemon. I don't think it's going to come just because I do have the Marshadow. Obviously, if Marshadow gets to steal the boosts, that'll be broken, but even if it doesn't, like, it's got the Shadow Sneak, so, like, they would have to not take any damage from me, get hit by me at any point, and then, or have somehow removed my Marshadow, despite the fact that Pursuit doesn't exist, and you can't trap Ghost types. So, like, they would have to have lured me really well. So maybe they'll bring a bizarre Jirachi set. Maybe. If they do bring the Poltegeist, I would expect it to be like a weird, like, Habanberry Jirachi or something. But I don't know, like, Marshadow does not take that much from moves generally, in all honesty. Just the natural bulk is insane. Not to mention that it still isn't that. Dude, imagine if they put that 90 special attack, if they used that in like its other stats, that would be so crazy good. That's not Zen. Yeah, so like Zen doesn't Oko me, so I guess they would need Chip, like it doesn't even Oko me out the rocks, or they would need to be like Adamant. And like I guess if they were like defensive, I mean, so there are ways that they could think to do it, but then like what if they miss Zen? Or what if my Marshadow is like a bulk upset, so on and so forth. It would be a lot of fun if they would respond. They said they're showing us online, and they were just like, oh yeah, let's go, and then now they're not responding. Yeah. It's actually funny. I was expecting like Mew and Hydreigon to come like every single week, because I mean Hydreigon I love using, so it comes to a lot of matches. Especially now that it's got the double setup options. Like I think I bought Dragon Dance earlier in this league when I used it. But they've not really been coming despite how crazy versatile they are. I think part of it's just down to other Pokemon on my team also being crazy good. Like, I can't imagine bringing Mew over like say Manaphy or Toxapex in some leagues just because both of them are such good resists to a lot of moves. And I don't know, it's really tough to say. I wound up putting my fan on, guys. I hope you don't worry. It's just really hot up here in Australia because it is the middle of summer-ish. I don't know what's going on my opponent's end, though I did wind up having to delay today because my housemate's actually moving out, so on and so forth. Tugtrio is actually third ranked in kill leader in this league, between its like crazy 3-kill week last week and the other 2 weeks where did I bring it back? No, I think I only brought it to one of the other 2 weeks. Let me pull up the match date, but basically it's been doing pretty well, man. Oh no, I didn't bring it week 2. I did not bring it week 2. But yeah, Dugtrio is just so ridiculously broken. Being able to pivot into it with Genesect as well as Manaphy, Hydreigon, Mew, just really strong. So like it is very crazy, the kind of stuff that you can get up to with like just the shenanigans, man. It's all about the crazy shenanigans. Yeah, where's my opponent, man? I also think that in my experience, it's actually been one of the best. Xerneas has been one of the best of the Ubers that I've used so far. I did win the last Ubers draft that I played in, but I didn't. And then one of them fell out, and one of them I wound up dropping out partway through, which is actually the previous season of this league, just because I picked up for someone partway through the draft, and then it was like, oh, I already have Xerneas in another league, I shouldn't bring Xerneas, and then wound up bringing just a bunch of Pokemon that I don't think are amazing. Yeah. I don't know, that's how it be. It just, yeah, I wound up with a really crappy team. I tried a whole bunch of Ubers who I just don't think worked with the team build that I have, and there were, even when my replacement took over, there just weren't enough Pokemon around for them to be able to do anything. It was pretty unfortunate. I found that, I mean, I don't like the format of having regular Pokemon tiers plus Uber's Pokemon tiers plus a Mega tier. I generally think Mega tier itself is an outdated idea. I don't think that leagues should have Mega tiers at all. In most leagues that I'm in right now, Megas are options, but I just haven't drafted Megas because, like, they're options, but they're by no means the be-all and end-all of Pokemon. I mean, Mega Medicham is good, but so is, like, Hooper Bound. Medicham can't. Like, that's been, I think, my mentality a lot recently. Okay, good, they accepted the game. Did it bring Surfetched? That's quieter than I thought it would be. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. You guys can definitely still hear me over the music. I'm always worried because I never know how loud it's coming through on you guys' end compared to mine. I might just actually down the volume on my end a little bit. So, they brought the Jar Chomp and the Naganador, and they did bring the Urakia, and they brought the Mimikyu. Of course, they had to bring Mimikyu because it's just an easy out versus a lot of things for them. Do they have any lead that I don't want to lead Genesect against? Obviously Scarf Naganador. But otherwise, I can't really think of something. I guess they do kind of claim a kill with Surfetched. What does Surfetched take from... Not a lot. Not a lot. I mean, hopefully if it comes, it's Spadef. Yeah, because Surfetched, I forgot that when I was building for this how bulky Surfetched is. And then, like, close combat from Surfetched, if it's, like, adamant, it's going to do a lot. Yeah, well, it doesn't kill, at least, even though I'm minus defense. No, this set is before I change to minus defense, so I will probably just die. So then what do I lead to counter lead Surfetched? Duh. What does... That's not it. Oh, it's not got Scrappy. Scrappy. I mean, a Lolawak takes one. Doesn't... Oh, it kills the Flurbits. I'm gonna lead Skyman. Okay, now, I could set up Leech here. He doesn't have any switch into Leech Seed, but he also doesn't switch into Seed Flare, like, well, like, at all. I think it's a question of how much Skyman... He didn't bring, the Mega Pinsir. So I don't really need, HP that much on this. So Seed Flare into... Like, Seed Flare is just good here. Can I get the drop? Yes. It is a very high chance of me to get the drop. So I'm going to just Earth Power here. There's no reason for me to go for anything else. He didn't bring any ground immunities, so there isn't even a Pokemon that, like, can... That sucks! Okay, that sucks. That's annoying. 60% chance, I guess. I mean, I got an 80% chance. Okay, this is going to be maybe bad for me in the late game. Because he needs to sub. Okay, that's awful. That's so bad. This is really bad for me right now. I basically just need to break out. Okay, I did. And then I need to break out again. Okay. Okay. He has, like, no special... Well, I can just go Dugtrio and kill it. I think I need to just go Dugtrio and kill it. Yeah, I'm definitely faster than this, because I think I'm faster than... Well, I'm faster than that. I think I'm faster than Modest this? If I remember correctly. I don't know what they're doing. There's nothing that they can do which will beat me. Even if they're Protect, that doesn't beat me. Like, Protect will not allow them to stall out a Dugtrio. I don't really need to calc the damage, because it's dead. I guess they were thinking about what they want to go to next. Which is probably Surfetched. But they might go Naganador, like I said, they might go as an AS. If it's Scarf. Because they don't know anything about my set right now. I could be like... Now... Dugtrio... Mimikyu... 65 to 77. But I do die to play off a Shadow Claw. I don't die to Sneak. I do die to +2 Sneak. How much do they take from Sucker? 30 to 36. The mass on that looks weird. Well, if I Earthquake here, then I can guaranteed revenge them with Shadow Sneak from Mars Shadow, but I also do have Porygon 2 specifically for this whole thing. What does Porygon 2 take from Mimikyu again? This is a Life Orb set, so they might not be Life Orb as well. Porygon takes nothing. I think they're going to go for Player Off, honestly. So then do I go Genesect? I mean, if they're Substitute, that could be really gross. But it's just taking down. I'm gonna... Surfetched and Garchomp. I'm gonna Earthquake here. So they now take damage from Disguise Breaking in this generation? Okay, so they did... I'm gonna Sucker Punch here. Okay, cool. Well, that's just gone now. Like, this is no longer a Pokemon that they have. I think I go Porygon 2 and click Trick Room. Because that should scare them. It's unfortunate, they quite... I don't even remember what Mimikyu's natural defenses are. Okay, it's naturally more specially defensive. If I could get the special attack boost, that would have been very cool. They don't switch into Shadow Ball. Like, I mean, they have Pokemon who don't take crazy amounts of damage for it, but they don't have a Pokemon that takes 0 damage from it. Okay, cool. Well, I'm just going to try attack here. I probably should have doubled into Alolan Marowak, but they would have been really bad if they stayed in. So obviously, after that damage, try attack to... so try attack into Shadow Ball is the play here. Then again, if they Sludge Wave... No, that doesn't do anything for me. Recovering here gets me the most, potentially. Yeah, I wound up with slightly more HP at the end of the turn as a result of the recovering there. And they still have to come in and be slower than me for a turn. Okay, so obviously this scrappy lad is, he's a bit of a problem. But I am guaranteed slower for 100%. That's only if I've gotten the download boost. I forgot that I invested. So if I don't have the download boost, then, I mean, I'm doing chip, right? I'm doing chip guaranteed. I don't think I could ever die to first impression. I don't think even banded first impression would kill me. And I don't have my resist anymore, so I think I need to go for the tri-attack chip here. I don't think that was the play, my friend, but yeah, he got paralyzed now. Do I try attack again, or do I recover, or do I Shadow Ball predicting Mimikyu? I mean, no, I think I would recover if I'm predicting Mimikyu. I can also cap the damage. So I'm just going to assume that they're max attack. I don't know whether they're adamant or not. Apparently it's GG. Have I lost already? I don't think I've lost, but I might have. So there's 15 to 8. They're choice band, guaranteed. Okay, so I recover here for free. Now I can Trick Room on this Garchomp. Garchomp is... I mean, it's a very strong Pokemon, but I don't care, man. I am a Porygon 2. You're just not dealing that crazily well with Porygon, in all honesty. Oh, it's a Soulfest, is it? Well, it doesn't... I don't think... Okay, it's not a Soulfest, I'm just weak. I guess Garchomp is a very naturally bulky Pokemon. So Tri-Attack did 28, so that's... Okay, apparently that's expected. Then Alolan Marowak doesn't kill. No, it kills with Shadow Bone. So I get 3 kills here. I'm pretty sure I just get 3 kills here. Surfetched is paralyzed, which means that it is slower than me. Shadow Bone's on a contact move. That's awesome. I didn't actually realize. I guess because I'm using the bone in my hand. Well, I don't think I have the option to not just claim a kill here. No, if I kill this, then I guaranteed win. Oh, I'm still slower. Oh yeah, bless the min speed. Okay, so they have to go... I mean, they have to go Mimikyu and Sneak, I think. Yeah. Do I go Genesect on this? I guess it's a question of what takes what from Xerneas. I mean... What do I take from the Mimikyu with the Life Orb? Dude, I might not even die to, might not even die to... Oh, that's not a good sign for you, my friend. That's a pretty low roll. I can honestly stay in on Xenaeus and try and get off a Flare Blitz. Because they need to be item boosted to kill me. They are not item boosted. And then I die to my own recoil here, which is good, because that means that I am free to go into Genesect and get off, to Marshadow, not Genesect. Because Genesect might be slower than, we know they're leftovers either way, so I could have gone Genesect. But Marshadow goes, that crit doesn't matter. I don't think that was a very close game in all honesty, despite the fact that I only have 2 Pokemon left, because I could have not sacked different Pokemon that I had on my team, but I chose to. So I think that that was a very, very successful game for me. They just didn't have good answers to Ololowak, even so, like, they should not have used the Mimikyu like they did. They brought it out way too early, and it cost them. Like, the fact that they just let me break, and then get the Sucker Punch off with Dugtrio, though they couldn't afford me. Again, they didn't know what item I was, so I could have been choice banned. So they could have just died if they stayed in and went for Swords Dance. Or it could have been choice Scarf and they would have just taken a bunch of chips. So like they didn't have an option, but that's why this is such a good team. I'm gonna pretend like I had EV'd to live that, even though that wasn't what I EV'd to live. Because I mean, if we go back to the Dugtrio, it was EV'd to live Xenaeus. A modest Xenaeus Moonblast. Though that was not modest, given the damage that it did to Ololowak. Dude, Ololowak is putting in the finest of work this season. Alright. Thank all you guys for watching. Hopefully we'll continue the win streak next week. We might even have a new addition to the team. The next week's probably going to be a bit late. This week might actually be the one that's a bit late because of just Christmas. But I thank you guys who watched for watching, and hopefully you all enjoy.